Hey everyone, and welcome back to Planet Zoo, and welcome back to the Aquatic Dome. Yeah, after a little break, we are back, and today with a Flamingo Habitat, or the Flamingo Pools, as I call it. This is the project already announced last week, and we have created that on stream in a very crazy stream. But we are going to talk about the stream in a couple of minutes. First, let me start with this exhibit. So, we are here in, I think it is the last episode of really dedicated to one singular habitat. This is going to be the last animal that will actually, join. The next episode will be just about fixing some things, and then I will actually do a yeah, it's gonna be an episode number 13 that is really going into the details of this entire build. So I will talk you through a few things, making sure that you understand why certain things are the way they are, and I think this is something I haven't done yet, but I wanted to really do this, talking through the entire build from a storyline and also from a building line. And I also will have some cool stuff for you, like time lapses of the building. I took screenshots throughout the entire project. It's ridiculous. I spent a lot of time setting that up, and it's very cool. So yeah, that's gonna happen. But yeah, so in fact, this is the last habitat in this project. Now, the Flamingo Pools, as you can see, are going to be built over here, moving down into the little valley I created. So you can tell from this bit weird looking piece of land over here, this had already been a plan in my head for a couple of weeks actually. So it just rested there until we were finally able to go there. Now you can see this is how it looks at the moment. We have these pools. Some of these frames I couldn't really pull down exactly the way I wanted them. It's a bit of a pity, to be honest, because I still haven't figured out why exactly that doesn't work. I thought it was maybe because of the path, but it surely isn't, and also it's not because of the water inside, so it's kind of really weird, but I figured a way to hide these things away, and it still looks pretty decent enough, simply because I wanted to create different viewing angles for the guests. So you will see that on the first stage, so to say, is where people go up a little bit onwards to a little hill, from which they can look down into the upper pool, and then how it goes down. Then they go all the way down into the valley where the flamingos, as I assume, will live most of the times. I will put the enrichment items there, so they will roam around there, and then people can have like a little bit of a chill with them, have a look at the flamingos, and then they go up this little incline again, and once they came to the top of the incline, they also made their way to the caimans. But on the other hand side, if they turn around, they will basically be able to watch back into the into the overall pools, like and these pools are like really going up and down very nicely in different like steps. And yeah, as I said, it's always tricky to build stuff like that, because you have to get really creative in how you put down certain things to make it still usable, but then on the other hand make really it look kind of natural. And you can see with all the barriers here, the glass barriers, you have to hide them all away, and I'm doing just the basic stuff over here. So if you guys want to really have a tip, I don't know, do it with whatever you want, but for me personally, this always works the best. I kind of like to really draw my concept, just try to do it. As you can see, I just put the pools down without thinking too much about it in the first part, because I just wanted to get a feeling if it fits into the dedicated area. And as soon as I'm happy with it, I start slapping down stuff, I just start assembling that. It's almost like if you play with Lego bricks, that you pull down all the Lego bricks on the floor, so you have a kind of an overview what you have at hand, and then you start pulling things together. This is, by the way, how I played as a kid. My parents were always pretty much annoyed by it, because whenever they came into my room, they stepped on them, had pain of their lives, and I was just pretty happy because I've got all my Lego on the floor. And it was kind of the structured chaos, I want to say, okay? And so this is how I build as well. It's kind of a structured chaos. I put all these things down to just get a feeling of where we are, and then in a later stage I'm actually starting to assemble things a bit more careful. I kind of start to see certain bits and pieces that I figure are not the best way to make it, and then I change things up a little bit, which is for me personally the best way to go, because it saves a lot of time in terms of always searching for the pieces, because then as you have them at a certain point, you can just start assembling these things easier, because you can just drag and drop them in. And yeah, you can also something I learned along the way of Planet Zoo, you have to bring in the animals rather early in your build, simply because having them in, you can always double check the traversable area, which is also kind of a little issue I always had previously, because I always used to build all of my habitats fully, and then it didn't really work out. And again, I still had some issues here with the elephant grass trick. In case you don't know, who are you? What are you doing? What are you doing here? But the elephant grass trick is pretty simple. You just put the big bunch of the elephant grass upside down, just like a tiny bit below the surface level, and then it acts like an invisible barrier that the animals cannot surpass. That's pretty easy, because that way you can make this area as like a realistic habitat. I'm still going to see if I can make like a little building for them where they can go in and chill, because at this point we don't have it yet, but I'm thinking to make this really on top where also the otters are living, so I'm just kind of taking a bit from there. But yeah, so while I'm now building a few wall designs here that will be featured along this area, let me talk about this ridiculous and absolutely amazing live stream we had yesterday. Now, yesterday was Wednesday, from the time I'm recording it, so you have an idea, because this episode is going to be released on Saturday. So yesterday was Wednesday, and we had a crazy live stream. Now, I'm streaming on Twitch, in case you don't know. Links in the description if you want to witness stuff like that in the future. And we had a pretty normal stream, to be honest, at the beginning. And then at a certain time, my wife came home, and I told the chat that I'm going to quickly say hello to her and just also gonna go pee, and then come back up. So I went away for like 5 minutes at max. It was like 5 minutes or so, 5 to 6 minutes. And when I came back up, we had a level 5 hype train running, actually completed, for my chair. For my, like, there's an ongoing inside joke that people are always there for the chair and not for me. Well, actually, I believe it's not a joke anymore. And I came back, and the chair was the star of the show. And we did some ridiculous things. And it actually escalated that much that we even have an Instagram channel now for my chair. So in case you want to witness beautiful stuff, go and find Rudy Chair Camel, or Chair Rent Camel, I think it's that's the wording on Instagram. And you will find a fan account, not created by me. Oh God, this is a German issue. Germanification I've never had before. It's not created by me. Honestly, I swear to God, it's not created by me. Someone of the community has created that. And talking to you right now, it has already over 60 followers. I don't know where I'm living right now, what is happening to the world, but this is madness, and I love it. I just freaking love it. I really laughed my ass off, and I just showed that to my wife this morning, and she was looking at me as if, I don't know, as if I'm an alien. I don't know. It was the most funny thing of the day. It just is ridiculous, but these kind of things, and this is what I'm always repeating, this is the stuff why I love doing all of that. This is the stuff why I'm staying awake longer than I should to make these videos. And this is also why I'm spending so much time trying to build this community next to a full-time job. This is the stuff that makes this all so great. Just this ridiculous randomness of all these actions, like, it doesn't matter, but it's fun, okay? So this is what I love all these things that you can't repeat this. This just happens out of the situation. And I'm just so incredibly happy and fortunate. I'm feeling so fortunate and grateful that this happened. While at the same time, there is a certain feeling in me that tells me what the fuck is going on. Because like my chair got more attendance and attention and more cheers and stuff than me, but that's another story, okay? So we agreed now that I'm only, like, unfortunately, I thought I was CEO of my Rudy Rent Camel company. What I did not know is that Chair is actually the chairman of the company. So actually, the chair is above me. It's my supervisor. So yeah, I have to sit in and wait what's happening in the future and what it tells me to do. And yeah, I have the feeling that my chair is always behind my back. It kind of is always lurking around the corner over my shoulder, and is keep watching what I'm doing. So in fact, it's really making sure that the quality of stuff is good enough, so you guys can be certain whenever I do stuff for you guys, it's way over my shoulder already. It's on my back and it's watching me. So that's granted. Now, you guys made this so ridiculously fun yesterday. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know, guys, from YouTube what is happening in my live stream. So just as if that's not enough explanation why you should be there, if you want to witness people going mad about a chair, then maybe the reason that I actually now have a chair emote, yeah, from this moment makes you come. I don't know, but this is how it is. I highly recommend jumping in. I really highly recommend jumping in at some point. So the next occasion I'm going to stream is at latest on Monday. Maybe I'm squeezing in something on the weekend, who knows, but at latest on Monday I'm going to stream again. And I'm really hoping that I can catch a lot more of you guys now who watched that video. In case you are there, let me know in the comments down below what kind of username you have over there, so I can make my mind up and already report to my chair, so my chair is fully aware of who's gonna witnessing the next stream. And who knows, maybe in between there will be the this is actually maybe there will be the 1 hour chair stream, because now I promised the people if they never mind, I said if this happens I need to make like a chair stream, and yeah, they made me do it. We need to have like a 1 hour chair stream, which is literally nothing else than just the chair. I'm still not sure what I will do in the background. I have a certain idea what we could do, but I just don't know. This is fully ridiculous, but you know, this is how life goes, and there's nothing else you can do. This is just how the life actually is, and yeah, it's rather fun. It's rather fun, I tell you guys. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to let you guys know. Anyways, let's talk the last couple of minutes about this build over here. So you can see from the early stages of slapping things down, now we move into the part where I start to put things down a bit more carefully, a bit more structured, and a bit more with a concept in my mind. So you can see at a certain point you are having the main, I want to call it the main structure, and the main bone, so to say, of this entire thing. And then you can start assembling things. And the way I put these things down is really not only putting them down so that it looks good, but I also put them down carefully to create the layers, okay? So to support the layers when you're standing down. You will see this at the last shot of today's video. You see it very well, that all these things are put down with an actual idea in the mind to really draw the views or kind of drag the views to certain locations of the build, so that you make the people, like you can support viewfinding of people pretty easily by the way how you lay out things. So naturally people always follow certain things to look at, and so this is what I'm doing over here, making this left hand side area a little bit more shallow, a bit more open, so that people tend to look a bit more into this direction, and hence look a bit more into the direction of going up the little hill. But beforehand, I knew that we will need another little otter viewing, because this is right next to the otter habitat, to the outside of the habitat, and we still haven't had that. And yeah, as always, it wouldn't be an episode of me or from me when we didn't have the path struggles. And here we go. This is episode number 9567.5 of path struggles in Rudy Rankamel's videos. But eventually, I managed to pull it off. It looks kind of good. We do have a little bit of pathway in the back here. I made some fake staircase looks here just to make sure it looks a bit better, and then I put down just another bit more of a generic wooden pattern down here just to make it look somewhat finished and good, very much alongside the otter habitat. I think it's a very good idea to do it that way. Put down the fence that I created earlier, put some educator spots here, so that there is also kind of a bit of education going on, and yeah, just some minor things. I will definitely also create a bit more of a wall to the left hand side here, just to break it up even more. I have something in mind. But yeah, so next bit is putting down some benches, bins, and so on to make this all look a bit more like a park. And it really comes together now. It really comes together. And I'm quite happy with the outcome. We don't have a tour today, I'm sorry, but we start to be at the point where I don't want to do tours anymore, because that takes too much away from the final tour that will obviously happen. So please bear with me if I don't do it. I just don't want to spoil too much at this point, because we're nearly done, and I want to still be able to keep some secrets for you guys for the final tour. There is some stuff I did that I always keep deleting from over here, just to make sure that you guys don't see. It's not too crazy, but it's just some little things that hopefully make you guys enjoy this even more by finding this out in a tour, and also apparently when you download this to make sure that you guys still have something to look at and to basically be happy about. You know, because if you would see everything else beforehand, why should you look that too? You know, why should you watch that? So yeah, as I said, I'm really happy with how this all comes together now. We are making very brilliant progress on the whole thing, and it just starts to look very neat. And I'm quite happy with all of that, to be honest. It's something I have not believed to be that well, but you can see at the end now we have the view that I meant, and the last thing we needed were some waterfalls. I wasn't in particular happy with the in-game waterfalls, and to be honest, I think the in-game waterfall pieces, and I'm talking about the free ones, are actually only good for like huge waterfalls. This is what they work for, but they don't work for small areas like that. And so I created again, like as always, the fountain solution, which you will see in a couple of seconds. And people ask me to upload that, and if I don't forget, I will have uploaded that already to my workshop. So please check my workshop. It might be that this design, what I'm doing right now, is put into the workshop. So in case you want to create some very simple looking waterfalls that are also usable in more small and dense areas, and where you would need that to make it look a bit more, yeah, just like an overflowing water, then you can use them. You can see this works a lot better if you have this in here. It was a bit of a tedious thing to find this, but yeah, find these nozzles, I wanted to say, to just make sure. And with like putting stone in between looks kind of cool as well, as if it's like, you know, drippling over the stone. Looks kind of neat, so I'm quite a fan of that. You could also reduce the density of these effects if you want to make it not as crazy as I have it over here, but well, that's up to you. Anyways, that's been it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Enjoy your day, stay safe everyone, and goodbye.